The body is a single structure made up of billions of smaller structures.
Having a healthy body. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 36. Well, hello, welcome to Hunt for Wellness. This is episode number 36, Having a Healthy Body. I am John Hunt.
And I am Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And we've talked about living your best, or having the healthy spirit and having the healthy mind in the last couple episodes.
Yes.
Now it's time for the body. But first, this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that give you great water for great wellness. Check them out over at waterdistillers.com. Okay, so today we're talking about the body.
Yes.
We should probably start off like with what is the body anyway?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because we've talked about what the mind was and what the spirit is and how they were different. But
right.
The body, I think people know what their body is, right? But there's got to be like a good definition.
Yeah, there's scientific things.
Yes.
So the body is a single structure made up of billions of smaller structures. Four major kinds: the cells, tissues, organs, and systems.
Systems. We talk about systems a lot too.
Yeah.
On this show, because that's what the oils and the supplements really do. They help support the different systems of your body. Right?
Yes. Yes. So our major systems are the integumentary, which is the skin, musculoskeletal, muscles and joints, bones, nervous system, which is our nerves, nervous system, endocrine, our hormones, cardiovascular, which is like our heart and blood vessels, lymphatic system encompasses our lymph and the movement of it, respiratory is our lungs and breathing, digestive is, the things that we eat and how we digest them and process them and eliminate them, urinary is like the bladder and the kidneys and urination, and then the reproductive system, reproducing ourselves, which also connects. They're all interconnected.
They seem like they're all interconnected, right?
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other.
No, you can't just have a pair of lungs sitting there.
Yeah. You're pretty gross looking too, but
yeah.
Right.
So yeah, those are the systems that are all intertwined, and then the body is made up of water.
Isn't it a lot of water?
A lot of water, like 60 to 70% water. And then organic compounds like lipids. Have we heard of that? Fats.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Fats. Lipids are fats. Yeah. Proteins. You hear about that. This is what we eat. We eat fats, we eat proteins and carbohydrates. Well, that's what we're made up of.
Oh, isn't it?
Plus nucleic acids.
Yeah. So the phrase "you are what you eat"
literally
is literally true.
Yes, yes. And so those nucleic acids, those are the main information carrying proteins of the cell, which are, we hear them and know them as DNA and RNA, D-ribonucleic acid. It's the master blueprint for life and has the genetic material for all organisms and most viruses.
Wow.
And then the RNA is the genetic material of certain viruses found in all living cells and makes proteins.
Yeah, we're not going to get into the whole virus thing and RNA.
We're not.
Yes.
But that's just part of our body. That's just part of our body.
We hear those terms a lot right now.
Yeah, we do.
In the news.
We do. And so it's kind of good to know a little bit more about them, research them a little bit yourself. And so then there's 4 types of tissues of the body: epithelial, muscle, nerve, and connective tissues.
Boy, this is getting really technical here.
Yeah, but isn't it kind of cool?
Yeah. And all this came out of like an amoeba changed into a frog, changed into an...
Okay, stop.
Sorry about that. We won't talk about that in this show either, will we? But it is amazing. Your body is really an amazing creation, isn't it?
Yeah. And as the Bible says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mm-hmm.
We are incredibly made. It isn't by chance. It didn't just happen. There's no way that all these things tied together, connected, intertwined, just simply happened.
And that we can survive on Earth.
Yes.
You know, the environment is perfect for this set of systems that are interrelated.
Yes. And as you've just heard, we're muscles and proteins and lipids, but we are much more than that because we are mind and spirit
and the mind
as
and spirit.
well. So that we're trying to separate things out just to understand them better, but we are totally intertwined.
Everything is interconnected, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's it for the show today. No, just kidding. So now you know what the body is, right? No.
Yeah. So I was thinking, how could we help people understand their body better and how,
having a healthy body? Because that's really what we're trying to do. Is how do you take what you have and make it better?
Right. Or keep it healthy, and if there's an area that's not so good, make it better.
Right.
So I was thinking about the marathon, because life is a marathon.
It is.
And you ran a marathon.
I did. I'm going to run another one too.
I know.
This year.
I know.
25 years after running the other one.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Pretty exciting.
Yes, it is.
So tell me how you started to run a marathon.
Well, it really started, we were invited by some people to go watch a marathon many years, more than 25 years ago, because we would go and watch the Twin Cities Marathon every year, and hundreds of thousands of people line the 26.2 mile route to cheer on, and I think, it's 5,000 to 10,000 runners. It's a mass of people cheering on another mass of people. They close the roads down. And so we would go every year, and you get caught up in the inspiration, because the people on the sidelines who aren't running are cheering for the people who do.
Yes.
And there's something, it's like going to a football game or something. When your team is winning, you just get caught up in that emotion.
But there's no losers.
There are no losers. No. And it's actually, no one's yelling bad stuff like, at the ref or whatever. They are encouraging the people to go, 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 because a marathon is not an easy thing to do. 26.2 miles.
Yes.
Ay, ay, ay. I mean, I think there's that ancient story where the messenger was running back to the general to give him news of something on the front, and he ran 26.2 miles and gave him the message and then died. So it's kind of like, well...
he was not prepared.
No, he probably wasn't. But so, if you can run a marathon, it is kind of like one of those inspirational goals that a lot of people say, I would love to do that. A lot of people say, I could never run a marathon. And I think I was kind of like that before.
Well, of course, they will not run a marathon, and they won't do it.
Yes,
because
right.
they've said they won't.
That's right.
But you said you could.
Yeah. Well, and I wasn't even sure if I could, because at that time I had not run for a few years, and I wasn't in that great a shape either.
But you wanted to.
I do. I did, and it was like, if I can't wait any longer, I'm going to get this thing done.
Yeah.
The funny story was, after I ran that marathon, like within 2 weeks, I stopped running and didn't run for many years until, I got back into other kinds of working out. But it's not that I really loved running.
But you wanted to achieve that goal.
I did, yeah, and I did. I achieved it. I finished it.
You know what? I think the thing that you loved most, not only just accomplishing it, but the inspiration about it.
Oh, yes. And well, first of all, you have, I started training in March for an October marathon. So you have all the pre-run talk with people. You're going to run a marathon? Oh, and how's that? People are talking, and it's kind of, and you're talking yourself into it, and you're taking these, long runs and thinking hard about, well, all I have to do is, when I'm on the 13-mile run, all I got to do is just run twice this far.
So how did you do it? You had a plan?
You have to kind of have some kind of training plan.
What was your plan?
So I actually found a book on how to run a marathon as a beginner, because I literally was. I wasn't a runner. And this particular book, I'm not sure if it's in print or not. I'll look, and if it is, we'll put it in the show notes. But it talked about a walk-run marathon approach, where you run for a certain period of time, and then you take these little intermittent rest periods. You're still walking, you're still going to the end, but you run a little bit and then you walk. You run and you walk, and it's just a way that your body can handle it based on, you're probably new and not as great in shape. The other thing about the plan was it took you from basically the very first day of running 1 mile, and over the course of all those months, every week, adding just a little bit. Like, so week number 2, you'd run 2 miles. Week number 3, you'd run 3 miles. You know, it would work you up to where you were. The longest run that I was supposed to run was going to be 25 miles. I actually took a wrong turn and only ran 22. I'm looking at the clock and I go, boy, I did really good time. Then I realized after I looked at the map as I took a wrong turn and only ran 22. So I'm sure hoping 3 weeks from now, because you do that about 3 weeks before the marathon. I sure hope in 3 weeks I can go that extra 3 miles. So,
that did kind of
having a plan, I think, is really key, and then following and sticking to the plan.
Yeah,
You commit to it.
Which requires your mind and your spirit.
It does.
Because your spirit has your character.
Yeah.
And so you have
and
to.
your mind tells your body what to do.
Yeah.
Because like even when you're running a marathon and you start feeling kind of sore, then your mind says, okay, it's time to quit here. But you need to like overcome that mental.
Yeah, your character says, no, I have a plan. I want to finish.
Yeah. So.
Okay, but then you need some things to support you.
Right.
Like you need to eat good quality food.
You do. You need to have good nutrition.
Yeah.
And especially when you're running the race, I don't know if you've ever seen a marathon before, people are like handing out fruit and protein bars, and runners carry.
Are they handing out candy bars?
No. They are handing out things that you need: protein, energy, and some things like that really make you, because your body is burning a lot of calories.
Right. So if you were like regularly eating brownies every day,
I don't think you'd be able to run a marathon.
No, because you're not supporting your body with the.
It's an interesting thing. There's kind of I don't think it's super true, but a lot of times people say the night before the marathon you do a carbo load, you eat a bunch of pasta or whatever so that you can have a lot of carbohydrates that turn into energy. But I think that's been kind of maybe debunked over the years. But,
yeah, I don't really know. I've never run a marathon, but I do know
they're not eating candy bars the night before.
They're not.
Yes.
No, they're eating good quality food, protein, fruits, vegetables, and preferably organic that does not have the herbicides and pesticides, which then go into our body.
Right.
Can't be good for us.
No.
They're not.
No.
And then you have to drink good water. And plenty of water.
Yes. Like distilled water from our sponsor, waterdistillers.com.
Mm-hmm.
We've been actually drinking distilled water for a long time. So
many years.
It's pure water. There's no.
It's basically rainwater.
Yeah, and it's all the bad stuff is taken out.
Yeah.
Because the bad stuff can affect your systems in your body as well.
Yeah. And then it's important to have some supplements because like concentrated fruit, like our Ningxia Red Superfruit drink.
We didn't have that back when I ran the marathon before. I had protein bars. The protein bars had been around, but I didn't have an energy drink, or like with the Young Living has the AminoWise, which is it replenishes your. I know that's going to help me this year.
Replenishes your amino acids. Yeah, that's important. That I can tell has made a huge difference when I've worked out a long time. Okay, so how can people apply this to themselves? Because, lots of people aren't going to run a marathon soon.
But life is a marathon.
That is right.
For at least for a certain number of years, right?
Yes.
But
we're planning on living a long time.
And, if you have health challenges or body challenges or any kind of challenge that you have, you don't necessarily get it fixed overnight either. I think that's, kind of what we're saying is good, healthy change takes time. That's why sometimes even diets are, not the greatest thing, because you've got to make lifestyle changes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so when we're applying it to ourselves, what is an area in my body that would benefit from a change? Like what area would give me the most satisfaction if I made a change in this area?
Yeah.
And it could be, fitness. It could be weight loss. It could be like better lung function.
Sleep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Better sleep to give me better energy so I feel good and strong all day.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first thing you have to do, just like you did with the marathon, is decide.
Yes.
That you're going to do something.
Yeah. And then when you start talking about it to other people, there's something almost like you're setting up a contract.
Yeah.
Because what I didn't want to do was talk all summer about running the marathon and then bailing out, because I've already told all these people that I'm doing it.
Yes.
So make the commitment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then find a plan.
Yeah. Definitely. And it doesn't have to be complicated, because there's different things you can do for different systems in your body.
Yes.
You know, we should mention our Connect call, which is over at Hunt4Wellness.com. You just go over there, click the blue Connect button, and we can have a conversation, 15 minutes. It's a free discovery call to talk about which area of your wellness you want to work on and what might be a good thing to apply to that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. So you find the plan, and you know, if you wanted your lungs to function better, to breathe easier, there's a way to do it.
Yes, there is.
And, you know, use the mind, body, and spirit. Pray about it. Pray about how to improve that area. And maybe there's some emotions that are affecting it.
Right.
And I know there's essential oils that would help with that.
Yeah, I think there's essential oils and supplements for every system.
Yes.
You just got to know which ones. That's where
absolutely.
Like, connecting with us. And, you know, these podcasts, we talk about different things in every one of the podcasts. And, you know, you hear us use the phrase supports this system. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
You know.
And so find the plan, then follow the plan and work the plan.
Yeah.
Work the plan.
Absolutely.
And then you'll see the results.
And a plan will have, you know, achievable steps that are easy to do on a daily basis.
Yes, it should.
You know,
yeah.
It's like you don't, you're not going to do this overnight. It is a marathon.
And it's really good to have other people included in your plan to help you stay on track.
Yeah.
And I just want to tell a quick story about Mel Robbins, who talked about she signed up to do a marathon. She did some training. I think the longest she ran before the marathon was 10 miles. You know, and the marathon is 26.2 miles. So she decided, well, hell, whatever, I'm going to run it. And so she started running, and then halfway through, she's like, okay, I am done. I cannot keep going.
That's where her body is telling her mind, okay, guys, we're done.
Yes. And then she stopped at a water stop and was telling the ladies, no, I'm done. I'm quitting. They're like, no, you cannot quit. You've got to keep going. Look how far you've come. And so she goes, okay. So she just kept going because those ladies had talked her into it.
Yeah.
And then there's people along the way, she said, cheering every single step. Literally, that's what happens at the marathon. They're cheering you.
There's never like a 2-block area where no one's there. It's literally all 26 miles.
Yes. So they were cheering her on, and she said, I finished the race. And she said, the only reason I did was because of other people.
Right.
So that is how important other people are in helping us achieve our goals. So don't hide your goals.
Yes. Collaborate.
Yes. Share them with others. Get others to support you in them. People that are positive, not that are going to pull you down, but they're going to build you up.
Right. There are some mental things, though, that you run into. The little, like people maybe get overwhelmed.
Yes.
So how do we help them with that stuff like that?
So there are some essential oils to help us with some of those feelings. This one's Envision. We're just going to smell it here.
I like it.
And you can put it on your temples and say, I have vision and I focus my energy. Don't you love that?
Oops. Yeah, there we go. I have vision and I focus my energy.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Smells so good. If you have the feeling of limitation, like I don't think I can do this, you can use the oil of transformation.
Yeah.
And that one, you could just put it right under the umbilicus, which is your belly button, and just say, I have empowerment.
Yes.
And I accept the totality of who I am, which is another important thing. Don't hate your body, is accept your body.
Yeah.
Accept who you are and just say, you know what, there's an area I'd like to change and improve or enhance. And but that oil of transformation also can help you move past emotional blocks that can stop us.
Yeah. And again, transformation doesn't happen overnight.
No.
Transformation is a marathon.
Yeah. It's a process. And there's another oil if you're feeling limited into the future. And you smell this oil, you put it on the top of your head, and you say, I have liberation.
Ooh.
I am willing to change.
Nice.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Yeah. And we did a whole episode on emotions and essential oils. And we may have, I can't remember if we talked about some of these in that one or not. But there are many, again, for all the different systems. That's why it's a good idea to connect with us over at Hunt4Wellness.com.
Yeah.
And get that discovery call, because we can put you in taking the first step.
Right. And
Right.
Caroline Main has done a lot of research on releasing emotional patterns that are inhibiting us. And that's where I'm getting these phrases from. And when I first got her book, I had no idea how to use it. I got some training on that.
Yeah.
And so that's made a big difference. So like John said, reach out to us if this is intriguing to you and you'd like to learn about
as well
more.
in the show notes.
Yeah, you do need some help though with it, because it's not just clearly.
Well, just like I got the book that said, here, do this week, do this week, do this week. I couldn't have put that plan together.
Right.
Because I didn't have experience to do that.
Yeah. And then there are some supplements that we can use from Young Living that are helpful in achieving our goals. We've talked about AminoWise already. Yep. And just Agilease. You love that one. I
love that. It was for the joints and muscle support. And I'm looking forward to using these now in the next marathon, because I know it will make running the marathon a lot easier.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
And for afterwards, the cool Azul pain cream.
I know. This week I woke up with a really sore right heel.
Yeah.
And it was like hard to walk. I just put that cool Azul pain cream on before that workout. Pain is completely gone.
Nice.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't have that pain cream a number of years ago, had pain in that same area, and it was really inhibiting.
Right.
But it was great to use that.
And the CBD Muscle Rub also for other, muscles and joints. It's it's a different kind than the cool Azul, but they both work.
They do.
And different people, it works differently on them.
Yes. Right. So what's an area of the body that you want to enhance? Your skin, your muscles, joints and bones, nerves, hormones, heart and blood vessels, lymph, lungs and breathing, your gut, your bladder, urination, reproductive system. What is an area that you want, or is it overall like weight or something? So, and why? How would it improve your life? I would encourage you right now to take a moment to think about that and make a decision. And if you cannot do it right now, for some reason you're running into a meeting or something, plan on your calendar, hopefully in the next 24 hours, to decide what to think about it.
Yeah.
What is an area of my body that I'd like to enhance?
It will be like the people on the sidelines in the marathon going, yes, you can do it. Go, you can do it.
Yes.
Don't quit. Keep going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you don't plan to change, you won't change.
Right.
That part of the body will not be enhanced.
Yes.
And improving one area of the body improves the whole body and the mind and the spirit.
Yes.
Because they're all connected.
They all work together.
So we're here to inspire you to live your best life ever.
Yes.
One step at a time.
Mind, body, and spirit. Great. Well, hey, this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. You get great water from these machines that you have in your house. They produce great water for great wellness. Go over and check it out at waterdistillers.com. And we'll be back next time for another episode of Hunt for Wellness. Go for it.